Hi YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips. And we are going to be talking about if you only have $100 to spend on FBA inventory, why you should purchase something that is going to be a higher dollar amount when selling on the Amazon platform versus something that is a lower dollar amount. So these are the two pictures and the two items that I randomly chose using Profit Bandit, and these are the screenshots. Okay, so as you can see, we chose a TiVo set for $119.07, and we chose a Lego City set for $16.97. And the reason I just chose these two items was for the price discrepancy, because one is, a lower priced item at $16 and one is a higher priced item at over $100. And as you can also see is the price breakdown that Profit nicely gives you on their app, which is why I love scanning apps, is because you can see the purchase price because you enter it in yourself, and you can see how much you're going to get on Amazon, and then it breaks down all the fees for you to give you a net amount. Now, one consideration is we pay, if you're an FBA Prime Pro seller, you are going to pay $40 a month to have that privilege. And that $40 a month is not taken off of the scanning apps, but depending on how much you send in, it really is just cents on an item. So overall, I don't even really calculate that. I'm mindful of it, it's in my head, but I don't really have to, calculate that to some big degree. But I did want to let you know that it is not included in the fees that we're going to be talking about and that Profit Bandit shows on their scanning app. But they do show everything else, including inbound shipping, which I think is a really nice feature, because that does total, depending on the weight and the bulkiness of the item, how much you can fit in the box and how much you can send in, and that would raise or lower it per item. Typically speaking, as a ballpark figure, I calculate 25 to 50 cents per item for inbound shipping, depending on how much of the box is taking up. So like a book would be 25 cents, whereas, a big pillow might be 50 cents. So that is the breakdown of the fees, and you can read them for yourself on the screenshot. And things that I wanted to point out. For our example, I'm doing the cost of goods to be the same, which is $1. Now, I realize that when you go to a Goodwill or a garage sale, you might be able to find a lower priced item and a higher priced item for the exact same cost of goods. So you would be spending $1 for each initial investment, which of course you should pick the higher priced, for sale priced item. I know that goes without saying. You would think, why would I even put that on a video? But the truth of the matter is, when you're new and you are totally overwhelmed with the amount of items that you can pick, and you're not familiar with scanning, or you're not fast at scanning, or you just want to grab something, to get it into the Amazon warehouse, you may not be putting a lot of thought in the types of items that you're scanning and choosing, which is extremely important, because why work for, $10 an hour when you could be working for $100 an hour? And right there, when you're scanning and choosing your inventory, is where you're going to make your money. Everything else kind of falls aside when you're calculating your hourly expense, because you make your money when you purchase the inventory. So it's really important to take a moment and, think about the items that you're choosing. And if you only have so much money, which all of us do, you want to be choosing the smarter item. You want to choose what you can make a higher profit at in the Amazon warehouse. So that is what we're talking about. The cost of goods is going to be the same at $1 for our example. The pick and pack fees are exactly the same no matter how much the item sells for, and the handling fees are exactly the same no matter how much the item sells for. And those are really big points, because right off the top you can see, I have $2 or $3 already spent, and if my profit margin was only $5, I've really eaten into my profit margin for that item. Whereas if I have a larger profit margin, then I don't care as much because I have a bigger cushion there. Okay, the fees that are different are kind of marked off here. It's the large standard size. Both of them had the fees, but the Lego was 55 cents and the TiVo was $2.90 because of the weight. So that was a difference of $2.35. Also, the inbound shipping, this was $30 and this was $1.80 with a difference of $1.50. And then the 30-day storage fees were 4 cents and 20 cents with a difference of 16 cents. And the 15% commission for Amazon was $2.54 versus $9.64. So that makes a total difference in fees of $11.11. So between the items, the difference of the fees were around 11 bucks. Now, the only real big difference was the 15% because it's 15% based on the value of the item. But if you look carefully, what's kind of scary is most of the other fees are exactly the same, are very close to being the same, no matter the price point of the item. So when it's all said and done and we've done all of our calculations, we realize that we netted $10.46 after all of our fees with the Lego City, and I took off 5 cents for my FBA fees. And the TiVo, we netted $101.46 after I took off 5 cents for the FBA fees as well. So the difference in income for us on these two items is $90.35. And the difference in fees between these two items is $11.11, like we talked about. So that means that when I paid the $6.46 for the Lego City in fees, I paid almost 40% of the total value of my item, almost 40% in fees. But when I chose the TiVo, my fees were $17.56, which means I only paid 17% of my value of my item in fees. The difference between 40 and 17, which is huge. So when I add the fees, if I look at the fees I paid for the little Lego set and the fees I paid for the TiVo, my fees doubled, but my profit margin, my income, was 9 times. So my fees were 2 times the amount, but my actual profit was 9 times the amount. And that's what I kind of want you to wrap your head around today to get the overall picture of what I'm saying to you is that percentage-wise and cost of goods and your time, you would be better served to choose a higher priced item no matter how you're collecting your inventory than a lower priced item. And it's just food for thought because that's what Tracy's Tuesday tips are. And I hope that in some small way it will impact how you're thinking about your inventory for your FBA shipments. So if this is helpful, please like below and comment and tell me what you think and some of your inventory strategies because I'd love to hear them. Thanks, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.